used to be a time where being a Rick and Morty fan was cool. Ish. It was like, hey, do you watch this obscure cartoon on Adult Swim that plays at 11:30 at night? Me too! High five! But as the show gained popularity, so did its cringy, awful fan base.
It's more complicated out here. These are flurbos.
Whether it be terrible videos, terrible fan art, or even being a nuisance at McDonald's so you could get your Szechuan sauce.
Rick, I'm Pickle Rick!
However, I still really enjoy the cartoon, even though everything the fan base seems to touch turns to crap. This includes video games. Awful, terrible, crappy, just the worst Rick and Morty fan games. And you're all coming with me on this journey. I'm gonna need it. Best game ever, Rick and Morty style. Let this set the tone for the kind of nonsense we're in for. I mean, where do I begin? Obviously the budget went into the low-quality spaceship with Rick and Morty that someone ripped from the internet for free. The object of the game is to shoot enemies with your Microsoft Paint laser that never goes away. It's just one constant stream. Oh, or at least sometimes it is. The game's rules are super random. I guess you just have to have a high IQ to understand how this game works. Best game ever, Rick and Morty style, which is the stupidest and most misleading title ever, just doesn't care. It'll throw a million enemies your way whenever it feels like you're having too much of an easy time. The enemies themselves are flimflams, or zigzagorps, or, you know, something to that extent. I'm not that into the show. Oh, you lose? You're right, I'm playing this game. I am a loser! Okay, up next is Rick and Morty Earth Defense. Destroy the aliens, protect your Mortys, simple enough. This game is fine, I guess. It's essentially just Space Invaders. You take control of Rick and a bunch of Florgalagorps fall from the sky, and it's your job to blast them to Kingdom Come! For what it's worth, which is essentially a free web browser game based off of Space Invaders, it's fine. I could tell there was some effort put into it, but I've had my fun with it. Time to say goodbye, Mortys! A disappointment. You read my mind. Let me ask you something. When you think of some of the best crossovers, what comes to mind? Mario and Sonic going to the Olympics? The Ninja Turtles teaming up with the Power Rangers? Jimmy Neutron and Timmy Turner crossing into each other's universes? Rick and Morty and Undertale? What? You didn't want that? Well, I don't think anyone really did. But, lo and behold, here we are. A Rick and Morty boss battle sequence done in the style of Undertale. Jeez, all we need now is a Five Nights at Freddy's cameo. So the story here is that Rick and Morty are stranded because their portal gun is broken. Rick and Morty then argue for a bit until, hey, they notice us, the player, calling us a kid. Yeah, which is hilarious because this game was most likely made by a kid who doesn't even know how to spell pneumonultram ecroscopics ilicovolcanocanosis. We're then given options. Oh yeah, this is Undertale. So we could either fight or talk it out. Well, I'm a peaceful guy. Let's try and work this out. Morty, did you hear that? I have a helping hand on the portal gun. That's great, Rick. Are you gonna try to refrain from hurting them now? Sure, Morty. Where Rick immediately then proceeds to attack us. Excuse me, I thought we had an agreement. Okay, so let's try that again. Nope. Well, hey, I tried being a pacifist. I guess now I'll just have to pass a fist through your face. Let's fight! The battle sequence actually manages to stay true to Undertale style, utilizing Rick's laser and other Rick and Morty references. So that's kinda cool. Sometimes a little easy though. I call this strategy the "this needs fixing." So hooray! We finally defeat Rick and Morty and peace has been brought to the world. You can thank me later. Ooh-wee, virtual reality. You know, like back in the day, VR seemed like a pretty cool idea. We all thought we'd be transported into games themselves, like some Sword Art Online stuff. But the reality of the situation is far more scary than we could ever have imagined.
You don't know the way. Do you know the way?
So hey, here's a Rick and Morty virtual reality game released by Adult Swim, making this not a fan game, but I'm gonna talk about it for two reasons. Number one being, I'll probably never get another chance to talk about it, and secondly, I need a break from this Microsoft Paint crap. So here we go, Rick and Morty virtual Rick-ality. So the story of the game is that Rick has created a Morty clone, aka us, the player.
Holy crap, Rick! You made a Morty clone, Rick! Yeah, I know. I had to rearrange the entire garage to do it, Morty.
Yep, we take on the role of a Morty clone. Ooh, that's some exciting stuff there. So what kind of epic adventures will we be going on?
I need you to take this laundry and put it in the washing machine.
Yeah! Oh, wait. Laundry?
Wow, Rick, he's a regular old Morty clone.
I mean, hey, I guess that makes sense. We're just a Morty clone after all. Why would we be doing anything cool?
Alright, Clone Morty, step one of this very challenging part of the game. Attach the device to the bottom of the plunger.
There's even a point later on in the game where Rick and Morty go off into space to have said adventure, leaving us to...
Looks like a toilet's broken. Alright, you're gonna have to see if you can get it working again.
The duo eventually returns home carrying some baby alien thing. Come on, haven't you seen Jurassic Park 2? This probably won't end well.
What the hell is that? Don't worry about it, Morty. This is why we have the clone.
See? I told you. The giant alien mother returns, and we have to destroy it by any means, whether it be wielding a blaster or hurling pickles at it. Is this working? Then we're on drugs or something, I really don't know. The end of the game, however, gets very intense. There's two Ricks. One of them is an imposter that we have to eliminate. Once we do and get the seat he was holding, the game reveals Rick's master plan. It turns out all of this was just one big ploy.
The Omega detergent! The softest, most powerful cleaning substance in the known universe.
To create a stronger laundry detergent.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Omega detergent. That's right. You know what time it is? It's time to do some laundry, Clone Morty.
Yep. In typical Rick and Morty fashion, the game throws a, oh my gosh, did this really just happen, curveball at us. To be honest though, the game was really enjoyable. The fact that VR is now just readily available for most people and is generally a new type of experience for gameplay, I found it super charming. Also, being able to hop into a well-established cartoon universe always tickles my fancy. So that was a nice little break. Do you all want to go back to the crappy-looking fan games? Well, too late, here we are! Super awesome Rick and Morty platformer. There's Rick. According to this game, there's the platforms, and here's the game. Yeah, it's terrible. Am I surprised though? No. The goal is to maneuver your way to the portal on the other side of the stage, similar to Donkey Kong or Mario, if Donkey Kong and Mario were made in a toilet. I'm honestly surprised I made it to level 6 before I called it quits. And believe it or not, the only reason I stopped was because it got too hard. So let the record show, this game was too difficult for me. Did you know that Watch Mojo's #1 anime character for their top 10 anime characters list was Pickle Rick?
I'm Pickle Rick, Morty! I'm Pickle Rick!
Okay, that's not true, but would you honestly put it past them? Let's use that as a transition to talk about this Pickle Rick fan game that was released on Steam only to be quickly taken down by Adult Swim. Or, you know, whoever's in charge. From what I can tell, the game looks like a typical 3D action game. So what's the deal, Adult Swim? You'll take down a somewhat decent game but leave up crap like this? Like Morty's fashion game? Could you maybe— oh, hold on, let me try my Morty voice. Oh, could you maybe help me pick out what to wear today? I want to impress Jessica. Sorry, there's not much to choose from. Alright, well, you can have some of that. Some of this. Hell, what? Some of everything. Why not? Jessica will never love you. Oh, okay. Is that it? That's it, isn't it? Well, that was a fun 15 seconds. At least my suffering was short. Waffle story time! A few weeks ago, I went to a local garage sale. They didn't have much to offer, but what they did have was this. A Rick and Morty Super Nintendo cartridge. They sold it to me for $2. So I rushed home, put in the game, and... Wait, that's the Back to the Future theme song. Oh my god! This is the Japanese exclusive Back to the Future Part 2 on the Super Nintendo. Someone literally bootlegged this game and threw on a Rick and Morty sticker. I mean, hey, don't get me wrong or anything, I'm not upset. This is a great game. I pretty much spent $2 on a Japanese Back to the Future game. It's just that my mind is completely blown right now. Who would do this and why? Well, I don't know, but at least it's all over now. So how am I feeling after playing all of these games? Kinda like that.